and thank you for joining again to the TIO Show. I want to say thank you for everybody who's been commenting, sharing, and for all your feedback. Today, we're actually going to talk about forgiveness, what forgiveness looks like, and why it's important to forgive. Forgiveness is actually not for the other person, it's actually for yourself. Because when you hold on to hate, resentment, or anger, it's actually a poison to yourself. And resentment, hate, anger is not going to provide you anything good. It's actually like having poison in your own body. So, for that reason, it's very important for ourselves to find forgiveness of what may others have done to us. Sometimes you may not have the expectation of what you're hoping to achieve from the other person, like a sorry or, why things happen and so forth. But you have to be okay with whatever that outcome could look like. And so many people around the world have a hard time forgiving, and they really can't come past certain things that have happened through their life or why things happen. But I can tell you this, that for your own sake, it's important to try to find some kind of peace for yourself, because in the back of your head, like no matter what you have in life, it can really stop you from having a fulfilled life, to be able to really experience the joy that is right in front of you. Why? Because you're holding on to things that actually aren't for your highest good, that don't serve you. And, if you really think about it from a logical base, it sounds so easy. If something's not good for me, then why would I want to hold on to it? But that's actually human nature, what we do. A lot of the times we hold on to things, people, the fear of being lonely. So we may put up with certain things, and we may not want to face what has actually happened to us. Or sometimes there could be something that happened a long time ago that comes up for us, that we want answers to understand why this happened. Why did I come out this way? Why did I have these, different life events happen? And sometimes you won't get the answer. And, a lot of the times you have to be okay with not getting the answer. I think that a lot of people struggle with that, because it is hard sometimes when you don't get completion for certain things that have happened. But sometimes you can find completion by yourself, that, the other person may not ever meet your expectations of what you think they should look like, or they should behave like, or how they should view you. But just know that there is a lesson for that, that there is something that, you can find in a positive aspect for it. A lot of the times we forget those things because we hold on to the negative things and forget a lot of the positive stuff that happens. I know for myself that that's very true, unless I really get myself present back to, what are the good things that are working, and, what have I accomplished. So it's human nature to just hold on to things that, may not seem like a good fit, or could be negative. But and a lot of the times there's so much positive there as well. But it's kind of like a dark cloud that we are fogged with our viewpoint of what we can see. We have so many blessings, but again, we may not see those as blessings because we're holding on to the things that aren't right, that aren't working, that we haven't forgiven certain people. So I felt it was important today to try to, you know, um, do a meditation that would just kind of bring some kind of peace and forgiveness for whoever needs it out there. I think that during this time right now, a lot of people are going through their own different challenges in different ways. And, challenges can look different for everybody. And sometimes, you can think that people have drifted, or that they're not, obtaining to your needs, or they're not there for you, or not responding. But just know it's nothing personal, that they're probably just confronted and dealing with their own stuff. And maybe in the past they've acted a certain way, but this is a year that, has everybody look at their life in a very different aspect. It's around the world. So it's universal. It's happening at the same time. So things are really shifting rapidly. I can just see that so many people are going through so many different transitions. And, we could say one thing outside judging them that, oh, whatever they're facing is not as bad as what I'm going through. Or, like, maybe that's not such a big problem. But in their world, in their occurring, and the way that they see life, that can be a huge thing. So just know that, having compassion for others also gives you a lot of like peace, clarity, and happiness within. When you hold on to judging people, when you hold on to criticizing them, what you're really doing is judging and criticizing yourself. I remember when I heard that many years ago, I thought that was so interesting because you wouldn't think of that. You wouldn't think that the way that you see life and the way that you view things is actually a direct reflection of how you view yourself. And it's really not the other person, it's things that you are actually allowing maybe in your life that you can actually have power to say no. You have a choice. Yes, there could be social conditioning, there could be certain things that you've grown up with that doesn't allow that, but at the end of the day, we all have choice. We have choice the way that we want to see things, that we have choice the way that we want to conduct our life. And in the end, that's why we can't actually blame anybody, and we have to take personal responsibility. I think that that's really freeing in a lot of ways, and it's also not freeing because then you can't really blame anybody else because you have to look within. And I think that even for forgiveness of people who have done maybe, things that are maybe there should be no forgiveness for, and they're not apologizing, or they're not, seeing things the way that you want them to see it for, it's still important for you to have forgiveness because it will contaminate your life. It will contaminate the relationships. It will contaminate anything that's good for you. And you'll treat people a certain way. And so I wanted to just really bring back people right now all over the world. Everything's like, seems like things are shifting so rapidly, and so many different things are coming up for us to see. And it really comes back down to our perspective and how we're going to see things and what we're going to hold on to. And I'm not saying that you can't be upset or cry or have feelings or emotions. You definitely want to be in that. You want to feel it. You want to process it. But you don't want to sit there forever either, because then you're creating your own pity party, which is also not going to serve you. So I felt today that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you're going through, just know that, there's other people also going through hard times, even though it may not seem like it on social media, or they may not appear that way. Just know that, everybody has their own way of dealing with things. And, we can't judge them a certain way because they don't know how to express it, or that they express it differently. So I just want to give everybody the opportunity today to go and just see some of the mechanisms that I've used, which is, been through meditation, been through reflection work, and finding peace within, peace of the forgiveness. So right now, I think it's important that we all, whoever you are, wherever you are, just kind of close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Okay, I see a lot of people who are actually holding on to things that don't serve them. So right now, I'm just going to ask that whatever you see, that whatever you feel that's not for your highest good, that you just kind of put it like in a box. Put it in a box, all those different images, those different feelings, and just kind of contain it in a box, like an imaginary box. And just let it sit there for a second. So that way you can find your own internal peace, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, so you know what your balance point is. I'm going to give a couple minutes just for people to kind of go and take whatever images there are, whatever things are coming up, to just release it. To just surrender it. to acknowledge whatever's there and the emotions. I see a lot of people's inner child coming again. So just acknowledge your inner child and just give a hug. You know, there may have been things in the past that happened to you as a child or as an adult or as, you know, teenager. Just show compassion for yourself or to your inner child. Okay, and just a couple more minutes just to allow a couple more breaths. To just keep releasing and putting whatever is not serving you for your highest good in the box. Just allow it to sit there. It doesn't mean that we're not going to acknowledge it or not going to go back to it. It's just putting it aside for a second. And then just getting you to experience what it feels like to have peace. Maybe at this point you can imagine some colors, you know, around you or in your auric field that, you know, you feel called to. So different colors, whatever you feel is suited for you. And just like allow those colors to kind of be present for you. And see what those colors represent. Whether it's orange, blue, yellow, green, what do those represent for you? Okay, and now the person or people or situations or whatever else is there that you need to forgive. There's different layers. So there's a different layer that may be coming up for you, or there may be a harder time for you to contain some of those things. Just put it back in that box. Put it nicely in that box just for the moment. Just know that you'll get to it again. It's always going to be there. So you can always choose to go back to it. But right now we're choosing something else. We're choosing peace. We're choosing clarity. We're choosing happiness. Look at what that looks like for you, or what that feels like, or what that memory may be, or what that future may look like when you have that. Just really be present to it. And as we do that, take another 3 deep breaths. Great, amazing. Okay, so imagine a place right now where you would find peace. Some people it could be the beach, some people it could be the forest, some people it could be somewhere in their house. Wherever that place is for you, just bring yourself to that place and just sit there and just embrace the peace that you feel right now. and allow whatever is coming up for you to show up. Just know that, it's something for you to explore, to look at. And then again, if there's some things that don't serve your highest good, or some certain visions or certain things that are coming up that, are not that good, just go ahead and put them in the box gently. Awesome. I see some fear coming up for people with change. Just embrace the change. Just know that change is inevitable. There's always going to be change. But just be okay with the unknown. Because there is a lot of unknowns right now. So just go back to that special place that, brings you peace, and just sit there with the unknown and embrace it. And confront whatever's coming up for you. If you're having a hard time, if you really can't get present, just see whatever thoughts are coming up for you and just put them in that box, put them aside. Just find your own peace, even if it's for a couple seconds. That's great and it's amazing. Even if you just try it and it doesn't work, it's good too. Just be wherever you need to be at this moment. Great. So I'm going to open up my eyes, and I'm going to invite you to kind of open back your eyes, gently get awareness back into your toes, back into your fingers, and just one last time acknowledge all those things that aren't for your highest good, that are in that box, and just contain in that box for a little bit, and just look and see and feel what that peace looks like for you. Great. Okay, great. That's amazing. You can open up your eyes slowly, gently, and come back. Some of you may take some time because maybe you're going deep within, and that's okay. Just go deeper and just allow wherever you are to be there. Because remember, this is for you. This is your journey. This is where you need to be. I'm just a facilitator to allow you to bring some kind of peace, a tool that will help you during your hard times when maybe you feel that others haven't been there for you, or you feel that there's no hope. Just know that you can actually practice this anywhere, at any time, and just even if it's for a second, that you can find that peace, that as long as you continue to practice that you can start shifting your life, because you'll start seeing that you have more control than you really realize, and you can have access to that anywhere in the world, no matter where you are. It's not going to cost you anything. Just taking that time away for yourself, finding that self-love. So many of us lack self-love, giving time for ourselves, and that's not healthy, because in order for us to be the best version of ourselves, we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, so that way we're not looking for others to fulfill us or to make us happy or to provide something to us, because we can get that within. So just know that life is always going to have different changes. People are going to naturally hurt you intentionally or not intentionally. Things are going to come up. There's going to be different emotions, different things that happens. That's, what life's about. It's not always going to be this, um, you know, fairy tale experience, but obviously we can shift our awareness, we can shift our perspective on things and find peace and find clarity and find the other side of things. But that's going to be up to you to do that. And there's going to be different things that you have to put into place to get there. And again, it's like just embrace wherever you are and just be okay with it. Even if it's not where you want to be, just know that like you're in the place where you need to be for the moment for whatever reason. And have patience with whatever is going to appear, because it's appearing at the right time for the right reason. You may not understand why, but you'll understand it later. So again, I want to thank you all for being on the show, for watching, for sharing, for doing watch parties. It's really nice and fulfilling to see that. You can also hear this on iTunes, and I'll be sharing the link later. So that way, if you're not by a, video, or you want to be able to hear it later and, hear it over and over again, maybe, before you go to sleep or before something, you can come back to this and provide peace for yourself, because again, you can use this technique. And if you're not able to go deep, just know that every single practice is one step closer to where you need to be. So I want to thank you all again for joining, for sharing, for being able to support this show. And again, thanks for all your feedback and whatever else that you feel is going to be useful. And soon we'll be having a web page with other services. So, but first I wanted to just, be of service and be there for people, because I know so many different people are going through so many different things right now, and I feel that you can have these tools for free and pass it on, and then if you do want to explore it going deeper, that you'll have those opportunities too. So again, thank you for everything, and remember, without you guys tuning into the show, there is no show, because this is led for you guys. So again, thank you, and see you next Monday. So again, thank you, and see you next Monday.
Ishq tanto futuro, nascimento de